Hey guys, welcome back to the second episode of Reborn Portsmouth. As you can see, we have completed the signing of Damian Johnson. Only signed him for a year. At 34, I probably believe that he's only really probably got a year left in him. I'll obviously reconsider at the end of the year and see how much he has degraded and got worse. But certainly the answer to my central defensive midfield problems for this year. Declined to call a press conference because he's a free agent. Probably no one's going to be massively excited by him. I'm just going to go back. I'm going to offer him a contract. Jack Ortmore a contract so that try and tie him to that long-term deal that I was talking about in the last episode, so that even if people do make offers for him, they will have to be much higher than his actual worth because of the contract that I've signed him for I think it was 4 years, might have been 4 years that I'm signing him to. So, yep, just wait for it to advance. Now I only got 16 days until my first preseason friendly, and to be honest, I'll probably skip the preseason friendlies. I'll do that off camera, and I'll show you the results afterwards because they're just games for fitness and to learn my tactics. They're not massively interesting. Tavera in Dreamland, first cap for Venezuela. Reject the offer for what more? I'm just going back through the team just to have a look. Jack Maloney, see if he was listed for loan, because sometimes I might forget to unlist them for loan and I'll get offers for players that I want to keep in the first team. Right, let me have a look for some more players then. What do I need? Get rid of that. Start again. I'm looking for a left-footed winger that I can play on the right. Because as I said in the last episode as well, I like to play inside forwards. And well, yeah, that would mean a left foot on the right. And I don't actually have one. I don't have one left footer in this squad. Well, no one that's massively good anyway. So let me see who I can find. Anyone there that's interesting? No, not really. Still not really anybody, especially because I have to consider that I'm looking for free transfers because I don't have any transfer budget. But sometimes the lower league clubs, the school teams, will sometimes occasionally sell you their players for free. Though on this Football Manager, you can't they can refuse a loan deal before it even starts, and I don't think that was the case in any of the other ones. Let's look at the free agent. Not great, but he's 23, so I could see the potential, I suppose. Let's just get a scout report on him and see what he's like. See if there's any possibility that it could come good. Keep looking. See, there's only really one. There's 2 free agents now, but he's not good at all because his physical stats are truly awful. Let me narrow it down by the position. Sometimes a position can be a problem. Like, it will give you a load of random positions that you don't really want, because if you haven't done it by that. Right, Scott Ramsey, despite the fact he's old and he doesn't have the best physical stats either, technically he's very good, and he has what I'm looking for in terms of long shots and stuff. So I reckon I'll give it. I'll scout him and see if he's any good. Again, it's going to be a problem of, like, he's going to be another one that it's only a fix for a season, a bit like Damian Johnson. But if I can get a promotion, then I can look at better quality players. It's about getting through this season and getting the promotion and just moving on up, really. Alright, I've signed Mark Randall. That's actually a big signing for me. I feel like he's going to be a very, very good advanced playmaker. And right now, I'm gonna try and arrange some friendlies between bigger reputation clubs, because they can get you quite a lot of money, and for a club that's in financial trouble like Portsmouth are, the more money is good, obviously. So if I can arrange these friendlies, and because of the time it is pre-season, any games are good, so that you can get the match fitness of the players up and more time for them to learn my tactics and stuff, and to play. And it also gives me a no, it's not a particularly good look at how good the squad is and how it would compare, because the gap's so huge and it's pre-season. But you know, maybe there's a chance that we could nick a draw or something that would lead their confidence, even though it is pre-season, to rocket. But looking at the fixtures I've got, I don't really think that we're going to have a great pre-season. Maybe win 1 or 2 games, but probably the rest will lose. But that's fine, because I just in the team talks I just told them it's more about fitness. So let me go through their youth players, Arsenal youth players, see if anyone's got any interest in signing me. Jesus Christ, 5'3". That's really short. He looks like he could be quite good, especially at the age of 15, but there's no way I'm going to be able to sign him, and he's too young for me to loan. So, not much use there. And yeah, 5'3", that's really, really short. He's a midget, isn't he? Anyway, let's just continue. Only got 15 days left until that first game. But yeah, like as I said, I'm looking for the left footer that can cut inside, but I'll be playing the kind of 4-3-3 and like quite a fluid formation. I like my teams to keep the ball and play football. So if I can get that done, that'll be. If I can get them to learn that and play that, and if I can drill them for like the couple of the seasons until we're in the Premier League, then by the time we get there, they'll be very used to it, and I can play some great football when we get up into the Premier League and take on the kind of the football like the Swanseas and the Southamptons of the league. Once again, I've declined to call a press conference on Mark Randall. I probably only, to be honest, call press conferences for signings when they're big signings. Like free agents, to me, don't really seem to warrant a press conference, because it's nothing huge, if you get me. So I still have Ashley Harrison listed for loan. I need to take him off, but I'm just going to work on the training, work on the trainer fitness for pre-season. Match training can be tactics, and yeah, the focus. We'll set the focus to very high. Set the focus for very high, at least for the duration of during the pre-season, and then once we get into the proper season, I'll take it down to like medium or so. But at the minute, fitness is the most important. I haven't actually set my tactics yet, so I'll go and do that now. And I'm just going to line them up with the formation. I thought this formation seems to like really work for me. Regardless of any league, like I've used it in a lot of leagues, both the top and the lower down leagues. And the only real difference is that as the lower down you go, you have to specifically look for players that are better in the role, rather than someone that's going to be all round good. So what am I looking for now? Oh yes, AaronVYT. Now this guy's a centre back. And this is what I was talking about with the look at the specifics of a player. Like he's not great in terms of overall, but he's got the high of what you need, like the tackling, his marking is quite good, and his heading. So he's a very limited defender for this league. But I'm just trying to negotiate him down. But since it's gone orange, I don't want to really run the risk of that. So yeah, as we can see, like physically, he's alright apart from his speed, but his tackling, his marking, and his heading are big for me. Like that's the definition of a limited defender there. So he can probably do a job back up. Probably this league, maybe the next league. Right now, Ramsey offer has been accepted. He's 37, so only gonna have 1 year with a 1 year extension after 15 games. Which, to be honest, he'll probably play because he'll probably be my starter. His age isn't a huge problem for the league we're in, because quite a few of the players in this league are on the down of their career, if that makes sense, like on the way down, and are older. So I don't think he'll get shown up maybe a lot this season. I think maybe next season, after the 1 game extension, he'll probably drop to the bench or the third choice, if I'm being honest. He's only got 1 good season in him, but that 1 good season is all I need from some players to get myself out of the League 2. yeah, to get myself out of League Two, you just need that one good season. And to be honest, I feel like I should get promoted. I feel like the team is good enough, on the game anyway, that I can get with the signings that I've made. My defence, I think, is certainly good enough to not concede a lot of goals. I think if I sign Earnshaw as well, I have a striker that's capable of scoring me enough goals to propel myself forward. Right, there's McGee, the guy who's going to be my backup winger, backup right winger with the left foot. Right, as well by the signed Etheridge on loan, which means I'm going to cancel Trevor Carson's loan deal, because realistically, that if I was further up the leagues, I look to have 3 goalkeepers. But for the division I'm in, 2's plenty. Like, rarely my keepers will get injured, and if they do, I have goalkeepers in the youth squads. The only problem with Neil Etheridge is that I've actually signed him before when I was playing a lower league team, and because he's from the Philippines, I think it is. At random times, he'll have international games. Like, he'll miss, I don't know how many games it is. It might be like 5-6 games a year because of the strange timing of the Philippines games. So it's always good, especially if you're gonna sign him on loan, to make sure that you have a backup goalkeeper that you won't just use in the eventuality that someone gets injured, because he will have to play games for you due to the random fixture times of the Philippines, as I said. So something else I always do is it just said he has a cold. I always send them home, because they'll miss for 3 days or whatnot, which isn't massive. But if you send them to the physio, although they get better quicker, there is a chance of it spreading. And if it spreads, then it can, rather than being like a little problem where you got one person out for 3 days, you can have like a lot of people out for 3 days. And if you got a game in that time, it really knocks their fitness down and their conditioning. So it's just not really worth the risk, even during the training, I suppose. It's just something I do personally. Let's continue the game. Right, we got just over a week before the Millwall game. So let's go. Wait for it to continue, but it's Lopez. Oh bloody hell! Come on, hurry up! It's been really slow, isn't it? What is going on? A couple of minutes, just a couple of seconds of silence in while we wait for it to load. Being a bit slow, I don't really know why. Anyway, Aberdeen loan dumber. Yeah, I've not really used the loan market really, apart from Etheridge either, because I'm only allowed 5 loan players in the squad. And if I start looking at the loans, I feel like there'll be a lot that I want, and that I'll go overboard and that I'll have too many. So I'll probably just look for full-time signings as well that I can actually work with and have next season, and look for potential. Because if I loan somebody in, they're probably going to be young, so it'll be my job. Like, I'll just have them for the season to make them get better for the next season. Whereas if I sign young players or use my young players, then I'll have the ability to use them for a while. So physio report on Ben Chorley. Suffered a groin strain, not really that much of a problem. Rob Earnshaw's gone to Notts County, which is a bit of an annoyance. Now I'm struggling for a striker, because he'd have been my first choice. I suppose I can play Jake Jervis. I might have to play Jake Jervis as my first choice striker. Maybe call Connolly up as my third choice striker and take him off the transfer list. Let me just have a quick look, see if there's any strikers around. If there's any strikers I could sign that would be good. Probably not as good, because he was easily the best, but anyone that could deputise. Jack Redshaw looks quite good, but once again I got the problem of he's a key member of the team, and they don't want to sell him. So let me go through, see if anybody's a free transfer. No. I suppose Nacho Nova. Let me have a look at Nacho Nova. I remember him from his time at Rangers. The problem is, though, if I sign him, quite a few of my 3 of my 4 signings, I think it is, 3 of my 5 signings, have been old players are probably only good for one season. And I know it'd be the case with David Connolly, but David Connolly's already a Portsmouth player, so he doesn't have to. So let me compare him to Adjiman, because it's kind of between him and Adjiman for who will get it. He looks better. He looks like he'll probably get me more goals, but to be honest, his age is really a bit of a turn off for me. If I'm being honest, I don't want to build an old squad if I can avoid it. I'd rather have a team that I can work with. That's terrible. I want no interest. Doesn't really seem to be anybody here, which is a bit annoying. I might have to go with David Connolly. I think. I suppose. Hang on, Leon Knight. Not particularly great, is he? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't really know. Right, let's keep taking this down. Problem is they get progressively worse, and if they're free agents, they're likely to be older anyway. So, might have to do it by age. Nacho Novo again. I don't know. I'm really not sold on him. That's the problem. No thanks for Alan Jones. Nacho Novo. No, he wants too much money anyway, to be honest. I probably would have taken a chance on him if I could have, but he just wants far too much money. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put David Connolly up and have him as my third choice striker, I think. Let's see who else. Yeah, he's going to probably, I don't know, he might be my second choice in front of Horsburgh, but my three strikers for this year are going to be Jake Jervis, David Connolly, and Lewis Horsburgh. So, yep, that's sorted. Probably the formation sorted. I haven't sorted the roles out yet. I need to do that. But yeah, I'll get that done. What we doing now? Oh yeah, let's go. So I always set it to control, especially for this because I feel like I'm probably the best team in this league. So I can set it to control. I should go out and control every game, and I'm just setting it up so that I keep the ball, retain possession, short pass, and work into box, run at defence. I also like to kind of get stuck in and hassle the opponents. It does normally lead to players getting more yellow cards and stuff, but I feel like I concede less goals because of it. But my teams normally do collect a lot of cards. Like I have a fine odd save, which is an Anthony Annan. I think he got like 20, like something ridiculous, like 17 yellow cards in a season or something ridiculous. So, but his aggression was very high, and not really sure if I don't think a lot of these players' aggression's particularly high, to be honest. Was a kill there. I'm still a bit unsure about my starting right back, to be honest. Ngala looks more like he'd be an out and out centre back, to be honest, regardless of it telling me that he should play right back because of his speed and his inability to cross a ball, I suppose. Right, I think we're going to have Yasin at right back. I have no idea how to say his surname. Yeah, so I have him at right back. And then we'll have Elibert and Watmore at centre back. Yeah, Elibert as a limited defender. And Watmore, I'll keep him as a centre back for the central defender at the minute, though. With age, I suppose you could become a ball playing defender in the future, but I'd like to have two ball playing defenders rather than just the one. Nicky Shorey at left back because I feel like he's a little bit worse than Marcus Painter defensively, but he's better on the ball. He's better with his crossing and his long shots, and his free kicks are quite decent as well. Damian Johnson as a ball winning midfielder. Now as my two centre mids, Mark Randall as an advanced playmaker because of his passing and his creativity, and Simon Ferry as a deep line playmaker because he has the ability to do a lot of things. I suppose I could actually play him as to be honest, I could play him as any role in this league and he'd be rated very highly. Ashley Harris as my left winger as the inside forward role. Yes. And then nope, did that by mistake, didn't want to do that. And Scott Ramsey as my inside forward on the other side with the left foot. His physical stats aren't terrible. Yeah, his physical stats aren't terrible. They're about 10. It's 10 for acceleration and pace, which is about the same as Ashley Harris. I don't think Ashley Harris is particularly rapid for the age he is. The only concerning thing for me is that his stamina is 7, but for the league we're in, none of their staminas are particularly great. I'm just choosing my second choice 11, but in my second season is normally when I'll look to edit the backroom stuff. Because for this first season, when I'm kind of new to the club, they know the club better than me. They know what the club needs and whatnot. But after a year, I feel like I'll have a pretty good handle on it, and I can bring in my own backroom staff that are best for. I look a lot in the kind of develop youth. So I'll be looking for a good head of youth development and better scouts as well, because scouts are hugely important, especially for lower league clubs, to find them players that nobody else has interest in, and to find the players that at younger ages where you can bring them in for cheaper. But after I have my first and second 11 chosen, I like to have some players spare. So I like to have a defender that can play all across the back, a centre mid that can also play CDM, and a winger that can, preferably an either-footed winger that I can put on either wing if I have to, and a third choice striker. So I have 2 first 11s, and then as third choice I have someone that can play, that I have cover for then every position, even though I don't have 11 players. So yeah, and the reason I'm choosing injured players in my subs is because so that I personally have myself set out for what's my first choice 11, what's my second choice 11, and then to focus on what I need. So I've got a striker, I have a centre back. I could do with a guy that can play left and right back. I've got 2 centre mids. I've got 3 centre mids, so I can actually sell 2 of them. Or more realistically, I'll probably loan out one of them, sell one of them, and then keep one of them. I'll probably sell Ricky Holmes and keep Jed Wallace. Right, I'm just choosing the player roles here. Left side. Yeah, I like to have left footers to take my corners from the right and vice versa, so that I can have the in-swinging corners. Same with free kicks. Whereas throw-ins, I'm not really that fussed about, to be honest. I choose my left and right back to take my throw-ins because I feel like although my centre back has the best long throws, if he runs all the way up the pitch to make them, and I could get caught on the counter. So it's just not really worth the trouble. So I have my left and right fullbacks take them, and I take the throw-ins quickly so that I can get on with the game. And probably next I'll look to choose a captain, and I think I probably will change it to Damian Johnson as my captain. But that's all I've got time for in this episode, guys. So if you could hit the like button, that would help me out a lot. Subscribe. Links in the description for Twitter and such like. Thank you very much, and I'll see you later. Bye.